Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 12 Days of Brilliance. As you can see, we have something special here for you on this, the day 4 of our web series. We are live in Miramichi, New Brunswick at the new Brilliant Labs studio. And tonight, we are going to talk about hacking some brilliance. This week, it's been all about coding so far. And tonight, we're not necessarily going to use a computing device to create code, but we are going to follow that same logic sequence of steps to create the outcome that we are looking for. And tonight, we're going to do something very simple. We're going to take a couple of holiday festive street lights made for a miniature holiday scene that we found at the dollar store, and we're going to hack them to embed them with some LEDs. So as you can see, we already have a sequence of events that need to happen just like we have in the last 3 videos dealing with code. So let's get started. I'm not sure if you've picked up on some of the details that we provide in our sets on the 12 Days of Brilliance, but this scene here, complemented by the 3D printed historic houses made by students in Fredericton, we have these 2 little street lights. They did not come pre-lit, and so we were looking at them and we said, you know what, we can do something with that. What if we embed our own LEDs, provide a power source, and see if we can create our own holiday lighting for our miniature holiday village. So for this project, all we are doing is creating a really simple circuit. Many of us have already learned how to create a simple circuit in our elementary school days. Really all that we need is a light source provided to us with an LED, some wire extending our circuit, one for positive, one for negative, and a power source. Luckily for us, we have 2 street lights that we are going to try to illuminate. And for a power source, we are going to use 2 3-volt coin cell batteries. There's a whole bunch of geeky science and math involved in how much current you need and the power requirements for both of these LEDs. What if you use too much power and you blow those LEDs? I'll leave that up for you to research. What we're going to focus on is more so the hacking and the creation of these circuits. It sounds like it's a pretty simple project. Squeeze some LEDs into these streetlights, but I'm getting a little perplexed on, should I use a series? Should I use a parallel circuit? I have 2 streetlights, but only 1 power source. I guess I better map this out a little bit. So let's take a look at the circuit diagram. So as you can see on the screen behind me, we have a very simple circuit. We have a power source. This is our battery. In our case, we will have 2 coin cell batteries powering this circuit, and we have 2 LEDs, one for one street light, one for the other. Now these LEDs, sometimes it's difficult to distinguish the polarity of them. They have 2 electrodes, one's long and one's short. How do we know which one's which? Here's a simple way to remember. It's negative to be short. I live by that standard every day. There are 2 types of circuits that we can make for simple circuits, one parallel and one in series. I'll leave it to you to figure out the science behind those, but for this project, I know that I need to use parallel. What that means is that the 2 light sources are going to share the power provided by that power source. And the wiring is going to look something like this. We're going to have 2 negative wires coming off of the LEDs. Those will be combined using some solder or simply twisting those wires together. And then we are going to have 2 positive wires coming off of those LEDs, making sure that they don't cross like my wiring diagram does. And then it's positive to positive and negative to negative. And that will complete our simple parallel circuit. In science class, you may have a diagram that looks like this, with your 2 LEDs here, with a negative on this side and a positive on this side, and with your battery source over on the left-hand sides. That looks something like this with the positive and the negative, and then we run some wires across, down to the positive, and the negative across, up to the negative, up to the negative. That is also a diagram that satisfies a parallel circuit. This is our plan. Let's see how it all comes together and if we can indeed illuminate this miniature 3D printed holiday village. So here we are, we have our hacked street lights that we found at the dollar store all put together in a nice parallel circuit with a power source of 2 coin cell batteries we had lying around from an old wearables project, wired into a battery extender all the way up to our LEDs in our street lights. All right, so here we go. Our completed holiday village with 2 illuminated street lights. Pretty brilliant move on our hack job from the dollar store. Do you have a hack that you want to show us? Send it our way. Follow the link below and show us your holiday creation of brilliance. Thank you very much for joining in on this edition of the 12 Days of Brilliance. Brilliant Labs in honor of the holiday season and this web series, we are issuing a challenge to all of our viewers. If you click on the link below, you will be taken to a form that you can fill out, and upon submission, Brilliant Labs will review it, and then some of our lucky viewers will receive Brilliant Labs support in the new year to complete your project. Check back tomorrow, and best of luck with your Hour of Code initiatives this week. Thank you for tuning in to the 12 Days of Brilliance.